We live. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi, this is Telina and Tretel. We're just doing another video again about pretty much interracial relationships within the Hebrew Israelite community. We have our guest, Judah Natzarah from Torah.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Nice to be here.
Nice to have you.
Yeah,
we're pretty much just going to touch on topics that, we feel that may be able to assist people that are in the same kind of situations as us. My husband and I have been together for 10 years now.
Okay.
Been in the Torah for about a year?
In the Torah, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little over a year.
Yeah. And Judah, you're also in a interracial relationship as well, aren't you?
Yes, I'm married to a Japanese woman.
Yeah.
We've been married for like about 10 years. We have 2 kids and maybe a third possibly on the way.
That is so good.
Congratulations.
So exciting.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we've got 4 boys, age 5, 4, 3, and 16 months.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that the 16-month-old is the most craziest of them all. He's full on. But yeah, so pretty much we're just going to touch on some topics from what has been happening with and stuff like that. Just a few, I guess, questions, and people are raising a few things in relation to like how'd you meet. There was also, like how do you stay strong in the spirit? How do you forget about how do you block out all of the negative vibes and stuff, I think would be the way to say it. Yeah. So how do you like block out all the negative feeding when it comes to staying focused in the Torah and just staying with your family?
But with the Torah, I don't really have any negative. I don't see much negative. I don't feel much. That's the part of the Torah. It's full freedom, pretty much. So you can go, like it's a forge. I see a forge. I see rivers. I see mountains, hills, trees, valleys, streams. I can eat this fruit. I can try this out. It's ideas. It's imagination. It's creativity. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. But it goes deeper than that. I can be wherever I want to be.
Yeah.
And also I have a one-on-one relationship with the Creator, with the Most High. So whenever somebody tells me, in the Torah, you can't do that or do that, they're thinking outwardly, I guess you got to be this certain way. The way I see it, not see it the way I see it, the way YAHAWAH sees it is what I should say, because I studied every night, is that it's the inward man. It's about your sincerity, because you're going to sin. So there's no point in me pointing to somebody, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. That doesn't fix anything, because we're all doing something wrong. The thing is, you want to have a one-on-one relationship with the Creator, because he's what's the word I'm looking for? Ever loving, ever merciful. That's what I'm looking for. Ever merciful, he forgives sins. But you have to pray and sacrifice and ask for that for forgiveness and a pure sacrifice. Which sincerity of heart, observing his commandments every day. You get up in the morning before you go to sleep, praying towards the east. But most of all, he wants sincerity. He doesn't care about how you look, especially skin tone. He don't care about that. He don't care what you're wearing. You know what I mean? But he wants a pure sacrifice. You're clean. You don't put some water in your hair, in your face. Don't go in there looking like public smelling. He wants sincerity. He'll bless you. Yeah. So basically, it's a journey. The life is nothing but Torah is nothing but a life journey. You improve, you make mistakes, but you learn and you grow and you learn. That's all it is. And that's the goal. You just want to refine yourself and be a different person. Every day, I change. I think I'm changing to a different person every month.
You are.
So it's all about just changing, refining. You can't look back. The people always try to look back. Like we have Christmas photos. from what 8 years ago, 9 years ago. We still have them there.
2012.
I'm pretty sure a person to go in there. But YAHAWAH doesn't do this. But a person to go in there and hold that against you, because you're supposed to repent. So you're repenting from something, right? But a man, that's why you can't put your faith in man, because a man will go back and be like, oh, you got Christmas. Oh, you got these photos up. Oh, you doing Halloween there, or something like that. It's like those are like years old. It's like you live and you learn, you grow, repent. That's what getting refined is. A rock comes out the river. It's ragged. It's dusty. It's chipping. It's gross to look at. It's muddy. Fish poop on it. Then you put it through. You smelt it. You purify it. You can wear a chain. You can wear earrings. Now you can make buildings with it. And crest and things like make it beautiful. And that's all YAHAWAH wants. Let's just break it down that way. I don't want to go on too long. But yeah.
Okay.
Anything you want to add, Judah?
No, I the same sentiment, the same share.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your advice for like all the people like that are supposedly in the truth as well, but they say they're in the truth, but all they do is they see, for example, they see you and I, and like your kids are going to go to hell. All of a sudden, you need to leave your wife, you need to leave your children, be a single man, and you're not strong enough to be with a black woman, and this, that, and the other. Like, personally for me, it's like I don't get why they go straight for the cutthroat. I really don't get it at all. Like, if you don't know the person, just because they look like someone doesn't mean anything. So that means because, Trey, you've got a dark complexion, that means that the Indians and everything, you're all from Africa. Is that what it means? Like, you're all African? Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't like to be put into that perspective. So it's like, well, why put other people into the same thing?
The thing is, it's not about, it's inferiority complex. Because I don't, like me personally, I'm talking to black women, or so-called black women. I don't hate black women. It's because I'm sitting next to a so-called white woman. It's just that I love her, and I love her soul, her spirit inside of her, not the outward person. I don't care about that. So, but I do go in a little bit on the sisters. I'll admit that, because
a little bit.
Yeah, because I want to improve them. You can't refine something without putting it through the fire. So, if I didn't care about it, I wouldn't talk about it in the first place. So you have to give me that, but you also can't think like. You should want to discuss things if you're in a tour, especially like the so-called, black women that sit there in the tour. They should be congregating with us in the tour that's coming on the radio instead of sitting back and making comments, say, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. Well, come on the show and talk and tell us what you don't like, and we can discuss it in a honorable fashion. I'm not going to curse you out, attack you, things like that. And also the males too. You should come on the tour nice, discuss it, any issues you may have, because you can't really get dialogue, and you don't really want the dialogue. You just want to fight because you feel, I don't know, hatred in yourself, or you don't think you're good enough, or which we all go through that. We all go through. We don't think we're good enough to do something.
Yeah.
That's just human nature, self-doubt. But then once you get into the mode of doing it, you find out what were you worried about in the first place. So I would love to have more, especially more, so-called sisters. I would love to have more of them on the Tour Nights Radio. Even answer some questions.
Like about what they go through and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Hard to find decent guys out there,
Yeah.
There's a lot of decent guys in your group, the Tour Nights.
The biggest issue though,
Some.
Yeah.
The biggest issue though is that the big elephant in the room is that the God you worship. That's really all it is. Because even with what they say, I've had discussions recently with a few guys. I don't know, some are all right, some are trolls. But I've had a few discussions where they say, what was that one last night? That one guy, he says, that my kids can't go into the kingdom until the third generation or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what? Okay, but they get in. Okay, so third generation. Even if you're correct, he showed me the scripture. I'm like, okay. Okay. But then he goes,
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, that's not necessarily true, because when Israel left Egypt, well, most of them were being wicked, so they died out in the wilderness. But the Most High didn't say, oh, well, y'all can't come in. There's a mixed multitude amongst Israel, so I'm sure they're gonna say they were all Israelites. They're all mixed Israelites. That's a lie. But
This the point I was making. He goes, okay, so it's funny how the Jesus Christ worshippers, right? Yahushua or whatever. They go over his words in the New Testament, which I don't affiliate with, but they affiliate. That's their book, and you have all these scriptures saying we're all under Christ. We're all, as long as you believe in Christ, you're getting in. Okay, but they never go that. They always want to go to the Torah, right, to try and refute the relationship I'm in. So they'll go to Leviticus and Deuteronomy. That's the favorite. Deuteronomy and Ezra.
Tretel.
Okay. What's wrong?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah. I get you. So pretty much just you know how we had a few questions and stuff about the relationship status and the children and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's more of a Torah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I won't touch it.
I think probably like Judah and the other guys, and you address that whilst you're all together.
What, I don't even know what I was even talking about.
Exactly.
Oh, we were talking about. We were talking about.
I'm sorry.
Well, it is Torah based. We were talking about the Torah.
Yeah, we do. Look, at the end of the day, we all know while we're here, the big issue is the elephant in the room. And yes, no, I don't mean that like as in I'm fat. I mean like, yes, it's the white girl with the so-called black guy who's Israelite. That's the big issue. That's why everyone's coming in. There's a lot of couples out there that are like, oh my gosh, they're speaking out. Oh, I saw
yeah.
good.
Yeah, because the brothers be scared. Be some brothers in an interracial relationship, and they sit in the background because they don't want to get attacked.
Yeah.
But I see why. There's a lot of people out there that are nasty. Like if you are weak.
Yeah, but I'm gonna blow
what
it.
People are saying is cyberbully to the max.
I'm gonna blow the horn, so I'm gonna blow it for them. I'm gonna be the spokesman in their behalf. So they have some more brothers that come out, even more,
Sisters
more Asians and women, more Asians, more whatever. Other nations come out too. Because it is me, huh?
Well, to answer Telina's, she was asking. She first asked, "What do we have? Do we have any suggestions for people who might be in similar situations that we're in?" And Tretel started talking about. Never mind. And my advice would be is just do like we're doing. Like people are gonna. We realized through this, and talking to other brothers too, is that the people who have, if your wife at home is being who she's supposed to be and doing what she's supposed to do, you ain't gonna be worried about somebody else's woman. You're just not. Like, right? If your wife, if you and your wife are doing good and you got everything you need, you seeing another dude in his woman, that shouldn't make you angry about his woman, or you shouldn't even care. That's first and foremost. For one, I'm not saying I'm not being homophobic. I'm saying for one, that suggests that you might have a man crush or something, and you're jealous of his wife or something. That's what I would think. And two, not that I'm not saying I'm homophobic or anything. I'm just saying, for listeners out there, I'm just saying, for guys to be paying attention to other guys like that and worried about their women shows either A, they're not happy at home with what they have, or they don't have anybody, or they might be man fans.
Mm.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I forget it. I've been getting a lot more subscribers since I put her on the page.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, see, that goes back to with a lot of the times people talking trash to you, Tretel, is like I told you before, it's because they are really thinking, this dude is living my life. Like, he is living, right? So half the time you're going to hear bad comments and trash talk, is from people who again, like a guy who's talking trash. I saw a brother cut another brother on a comment board. He was like, I forgot what he said, but it's to the effect of like, you're lusting after his woman, and something about like, where's your woman at, or you don't have a woman, or something to the effect of like, maybe his life was unhappy at home with his woman, so that's why he's messing with yours, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But I've heard certain people in the faith have been like, you know, you need to leave your wife and come back to America and suffer with the rest of us. That's funny, because I was homeless several times and grew up without parents and all these things. And where were these dudes at? So they want me to leave. They want you to leave what you have good so that you can have nothing like they have. Don't ever fall for that.
Yep.
That's like there was someone that was saying, oh, what did they say? Oh, it was talking about, like, you know, who's Israel and all of that. You know how, like, this is where, because Scott was actually going to try and come in, but he can't get in with the link on our walls. I think he's messaged you, Judah. But he wanted to chime in a bit about, like, the Irish background and all of that as well. Because my background is Irish, Scottish, Singaporean, and apparently there's some Papua New Guinean in there, but for me personally, if I haven't seen it, I don't believe it type thing.
What is it?
There's Papua New Guinean, Scottish, Irish, and Singaporean.
Wait, what was that first one again?
Papua New Guinea?
Oh, Papua New Guinea?
Yeah, I think that's like just above Australia type thing.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's there too. But I haven't really seen that, so I just kind of go with the facts that I know, like the Scottish and Irish for sure, and the Singaporean. But he wanted to chime in a bit on, like, you know, the so-called, like, skin complexion and all of that kind of stuff. Don't get fooled by that, because, you know, we get a lot of comments like, oh, you're with a heathen. By the way, a heathen is someone that does not believe. So just make sure you get your facts right a little bit, like use the right words and stuff like that. But it's more about, like, they said, well, what did they say?
They think I get angry because they're angry. They're trying to make me angry.
Yes.
But I sit there and what I'm doing right now is what I do when I'm reading the comments. I'm like, why is this person so angry?
Yeah. But they said something.
Like, for real angry.
No, but they said something like,
at a video.
Oh, she's so cute. They said something like, is she going through the curses?
Man, they say it all.
Like
they say it all, man.
Well, technically, like, if he's suffering, I'm suffering, because we're in the same household.
You're gonna be in the cotton fields picking a cotton.
I don't think so. I'll get sunburned. I'm sorry, I won't even like that.
They say all types of madness.
But anyway, there just seems
it is pretty embarrassing that our people are that depraved and vile.
Yeah.
Like this truth hasn't helped them one bit. They're the same rotten people they always was.
Yeah. But there's positive ones too. Like, I get a lot of likes. Like the ones that's actually, like, they'll be like, yes, it's true. They'll just like it and move on.
Yeah.
You know, the only reason you think it's not really it is. It is a lot of people that's hateful like that. But there's a good number that's not as well.
1 second, hang on.
Yeah, one of the kids got up. She's cute, man. Hey. But yeah, it's a lot of, we get a lot of likes. Like they'll just pop on, like when I put my video on Facebook and stuff, they'll like it. So, but you just don't hear much from that side. You hear a few, but the other ones are so outlandish that you focus on the negativity stuff. You focus on so outlandish and ridiculous. This is one guy, he's like French, and he's a so-called Israelite. I don't know what he is, but he looks doesn't matter. I would look at him and think he's African or something, but he might, whatever. But he's actually called on, he had the yellow and blue fringes. He was called on a higher. So I'm thinking maybe he was GOCC. And he's like all over my feet. He just is so angry and cursing. And this guy is crazy. Like, and he has a wife. He has a wife.
Well, she must be like smacking him upside the head or like throwing his breakfast in the trash. She's doing something. And he's like, this is a hyena. And if you're smiling.
one of the videos, she had a wrap on her head, and and he's like talking, and she's in the back like this.
Of course, wrecking traffic. So he ain't doing nothing but, come on, man. I don't listen, man. I don't believe none of these dudes, man. Like, you know, I heard some dudes say, he was like, yeah, you know, you need to get you one of the sisters, you know, whatever. Now, I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound very, very controversial. I'll like talk about it probably in a later thing or whatever. When you deal with black women who are not in the faith and the truth, you are actually dealing with a dark-skinned white girl. I said this before. So you can't say you don't like white women. That's a lie. The so-called black woman doesn't have an alternative culture. It's not American in America or wherever she is. So whatever that culture is, that's her culture because she lost her identity in her way. So any dude talking about you need to get the sisters really wants a white woman because that's essentially what you're getting.
Yeah. You're
not getting yeah, she's never been nowhere to learn nothing else. She only knows America. So you are by default getting a white girl. So, you know, unless she's like takes it upon herself to like get like I said, go into the faith where it's actually a culture. There's things you do, there's this and there's that. So you need to get you one of the sisters. Well, there aren't many practicing sisters in the faith to begin with. And the ones that, like I said, that I know of, very few are actually righteous. The ones I heard are still doing the same thing. So I don't go for all that, because what he really says is I really want a white girl, because just by default, for her not knowing anything else other than American culture, that's why they wear weaves and all that. They don't have any alternative, nothing else to turn to.
Yeah.
Like the standard of beauty is what the standard of beauty is. So that's what they know. So that, brother, you need to get you a black girl really means you need to get you a whiter girl. Like, because that's, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You just gonna, Telina, go get a tan. You can easily go get a tan. What are they going to say then? Are they call you a black woman because you just be a lighter version of the so-called black woman?
But see, that's the thing.
That goes for all of us too.
Yeah.
The young black males out shooting each other and doing this and doing that, whatever, gangsta and thug and gangbang and blah 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 whatever. That's not cultural. They're literally just being white Americans with darker skin. That's the only culture they know, is what has been given to them. So that you need a sister shit doesn't. I wouldn't advise if there's a sister out there who's in the truth, and you're looking for a man, and you see what we call the so-called Negro who like is deaf, dumb, and blind. You get with him. That's not Torah, because he's essentially a dark-skinned white man. He doesn't have any culture. He doesn't know anything. I mean, that's just keeping it real. He doesn't know anything. Like if you have children with him, he can't teach your children how to be righteous.
Yeah.
Things like that. So, yeah, you know, that's why it's ironic about the color thing, and that's why I always say Torah nice. We don't call us Black Hebrew Israelites, because we're just Israelites, and yeah, you'll hear some quote unquote racist stuff come out of us, but we're getting on the blacks and the whites. So we don't just hold out for one group. Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of ill stuff if you're white from our group and be like, and so you see all their white faces in there too, because they know on the flip side we're gonna get on the black ones too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know, I didn't want to make it long-winded, but that's, you know.
I get that. That's like I saw the other day, I think it was Halloween or something, and you know, we were getting all the names in the book, like even you were getting some as well, from that video that we had done about interracial relationships and stuff like that.
You did well.
And then in the next breath, they're going like all nasty, and then in the next breath, they're getting upset because white people are dressing up as blackface for Halloween. It's like, well, which one is it? You can't be sensitive on that if you're actually being racist yourself. Like, it's reverse racism type thing. So that's also like the new thing as well. Like, you know, like I think it's called reverse racism or something. To me, it's just stupidity.
I think it's just America deteriorating its fabrics, and it's just race war coming. That's all. It happened before. It happened before. History just repeats itself.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's gonna be that adventure.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like personally, I love being with this guy. He's pretty good. You know, good husband, good provider, good family man. You know, and it's not like he's not got his lineage to live on or anything. Like he's got 4 sons, and at the end of the day, the seed goes through the males, doesn't it? Am I correct?
Yeah.
So that's also one thing I was going to say. So if the seed goes through the male and it doesn't really accommodate the female, like it's like almost like the female is just the vessel type thing. Therefore, if the father's Israelite, doesn't that mean that it's not a mixed seed? Because it'll go straight through the male, if you get what I mean? Like if the female really doesn't accommodate anything but, you know, just hold them there for like 9 to 10 months. If that's the line that lives on, then really it's either you're all mixed. Because if back in the day, David's.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you do it.
They don't want to acknowledge it, but Solomon's mixed half breed. Solomon, because his mom was a Gileadite, and Bathsheba. And so, because one guy told me, he said my seeds were weak. He weakened in my seed. That's what he said. He said I'm weakened in my seed. But I'm like, well, I guess Solomon, by that logic, Solomon's a weak seed. I guess David's loins, because that's David's line. So they all got a great grandmother who's Gileadite, so they're all mixed.
So it's just getting weaker and weaker.
So I'm not gonna go deep in that because I know we talk about something else.
Yeah, but still, that's just like a theory. Like, I mean,
it never comes up though.
You can't have it one way or the other. I mean, just if I was like a darker complexion, would it really? If I was sitting here next to you, would we still have the same controversy? I don't think so.
Oh yeah, we would.
If you're from Cameroon, no, they wouldn't at first until you made them angry. If you were from like the Cameroon or the Congo or something,
yeah,
they would be like they wouldn't say anything as much until they got angry with you. Then you're a doo-doo eating African, a stinky Hamite, or whatever. So
if my doctrine was different from theirs, it'll be a doctrine thing. It'd be like, she's African now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So until they're mad at you, then you're whatever. With so-called white women, I think a lot of that has to come to do with a lot of jealousy. I think.
How come though? Like, why is there so much jealousy?
Because white women, and in particular, like blonde-haired white women, are kind of like put up in America as being the standard for like beauty.
Yeah.
Right. So you'll notice a lot of black women, so-called black women, entertainers, or even on the street, they always got to have their hair blonde. Always, like always. So when they see a so-called black man with a white woman, to them it seems like he's saying to her, I don't need you, black woman. I got me at the top of the line. That's how they perceive it. Like, right? But that's like you living in the ghetto, right? And I don't know, man, you get a better apartment or something, a better house. And, you would think people would be like, oh, good for you. But no, some people are going to be like, oh, who do you think you are? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, you're too good? It's that. So don't always perceive attacks as they think that they're superior to you.
Yeah.
That's not it. So half the time, most of the time, they are like, they feel inferior. They feel like Tretel is like disrespecting them. Because they feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
They'll ask me questions. I can't even really answer. Like they'll be like, so what? You think you got a trophy wife? It's like, what do I say? No, I don't have a trophy wife. I have a dusty piece of wood back in the barn, in the shed. What you mean? Yeah, I got a trophy wife. What are you talking about? Trophy.
She's saying, are you trying to like show her off?
This is a guy saying that.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, fine. Whoever. Still,
that's worse.
Yeah,
that's worse. Yeah.
So hey man, our people are very, very hypocritical people, man. Just like the Torah says, our people are super hypocritical. And if there's really, again, you know what? I say it like this: if so about nation making as they claim, they would do more than just make entertainment videos and cheerlead on the comment board.
Yeah, yeah.
They would actually like be doing stuff. Like we're talking about like garment making and you know, trying to like set up things.
Nope.
Everybody who was talking all that mess on the comment board, talking trash, leaving bad comments, they're not about to do nothing. H&M or somewhere and drop money in their pockets. They ain't about to like create or do nothing.
Yeah.
So you about any of that? First off, their pockets in a diet. If they're like, again, if they're about nation making as they claim they would be, they would be doing more. You know full well Israelites as a whole, it's a beautiful culture when you know the very few who actually keep the Torah and its principles, it's good. But for the most part, in it, you still got Christians in there. They're the same person they always was. They just call themselves, they give themselves a Hebrew name.
Yeah.
So
those are always
you know,
those are always the craziest ones. But even the so-called white Christians, like they never commented anything until she came on. They're like, you want to mix with our women, and I don't know. He was saying some crazy off the wall, and he was subscribed to me for like I just realized that he was subscribed to me for like 2 or 3 months. Then he comes out of nowhere. He's watching my videos. So I know he's probably laughing and enjoying it. So then when she comes on, all of a sudden he's calling me an N-word. I'm like, what? I didn't even know. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, he subscribed like 3 months ago. I bet you if she
looked like a wildebeest, he wouldn't even care. He would laugh.
Of course not.
And scroll to
yeah, of course not. Listen, when I was in Nova Scotia, first off, Nova Scotia women are like, and no offense to Nova Scotia women, but you guys have the biggest ankles in the world.
Sorry?
The biggest ankle, Nova Scotia.
What is that?
European
ankles, you know, like the by the foot, the ankles.
Yeah, Nova Scotia.
The word that you just said.
It's a country. It's a country.
Oh, yeah, I can't say that.
Nova Scotia. They have cankles, like literally, like these are like some big boned women, and you know, if and there too, black men and Mexicans, if you don't have like an obese white woman, like you're losing. Like I came there with my skinny Japanese wife, and the dude's looking at me like, and you know what's funny? It's funny you bring this up about the if Telina was some just beat down, you know, trailer park, just dirtbag, you know, white trash white girl, nobody would say a thing. The white men would never say anything. They'd be laughing at you.
Yeah.
You are filth. Right? So, you know,
it's true.
that's what it is. So, but yeah, that's what it is. If Tretel had like one tooth, a patch over his eye, you know, obese, they wouldn't be talking to him about him getting a black woman. They wouldn't care who he was with.
No, I get that. Yeah, that's the same with you. Like, that's how they do.
They'd be checking for Judah, the sisters.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Yeah, but that's why I don't. That's why I. That's why. No.
He's a provider. They like the man that provides. You know what I'm saying? He's working. He's professional.
That's women. Yeah,
he's a leader. You know they you know.
Yeah, I know.
Women naturally gravitate to that.
Yeah, I know. She knows the deal. She knows what it is. Like she doesn't. I don't like cheat on her or anything.
Yeah, of course.
But she knows. You know, there's women. I talk to women in front of her, like, you know, not on disrespecting her, like, hey girl, what's your number? Nothing like that. But hey, how you doing? You know, where you from?
Yeah, sure.
Foreigner, you know, whatever. And eyes right there. She's not like, oh, you're sneaking around. She don't. My wife ain't jealous like that anyway. She already knows what it is. So, you know. But yeah. So, but again, we had so-called black women in Torah nights.
I've seen we had one come on. She came on for one thing. Never saw her again.
No, she came out like 3 times.
Someone just joined.
Who's that?
I think it's OTT.
Shalom.
Hello.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so timid not to come on.
Yeah,
Like,
I just came from your page.
Yeah. We're just talking about like Israelite interracial relationships and like just our like experiences whilst going through it. Like Judah's in one, we're in one. You know, how we stay grounded in the Torah, even though like a lot of people are against interracial relationships, and just talking about pretty much the struggles and questions and answers and general chit chat, really.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I would like to have more, especially females. It doesn't even matter what they are. And just have them on the radio broadcast. We need more females or women.
Yeah. You guys do.
Yeah, that's true.
Just to get another perspective, like of their side, because they're important too to them.
I know one thing: if Torah Nights brings on like 10 white girls, we're gonna get like 1 billion views.
So you want me to get back?
No, y'all, man, listen. Don't. I'm telling you, all that trash talking is these dudes really want to go outside of. They want another woman. That's what it is. Because they want peace. A lot of brothers ain't getting no peace. I'm not accusing anybody or whatever. I'm just saying what I'm hearing. A lot of brothers don't get no peace in the home. They just don't get any peace. They don't get the submission. I know a brother that's flat out right now. I'll tell you flat out, like his girl yanks the Wi-Fi out and stuff when he's like in the middle of talking.
Man, if I did that, I would.
To me. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I tell the brother, like, I'm like, yo, that's on you. That's, but he's not stupid because he's like, yo, he's voiced his concern about he wanted to exit out of that situation. So, this isn't, but a lot of brothers don't get no peace. And it's not because you're like white, which might be a part of it, but because they get peace. First off, I had white girlfriends. And maybe 1 or 2 will start wilding out, and one was a Jewish girl, and the other one was an Italian. But other than that, they were pretty calm, helpful, polite, feminine, smell good, like it's not about like controlling her, but if she knows what you like, she'll like do things to like please you. Like I like body lotion. So my girls always have like scented body stuff. Yeah. Just because I like it. But
nice.
Baby woman.
Some dudes, some brothers ain't getting that at all. They'll be like, hey baby, put this on. What? You put it on. I'm independent.
I had a brother come out to my wedding. My best man, I haven't seen him in years. He came to my wedding and they came out here straight. He's like, man, these girls they look way better than the so-called white women back in America. I'll go out here and get married.
I think it's just because of the culture. Like Australians are a lot more laid back. Like there's some real bumheads over here. I don't want to curse some stuff. I couldn't think of anything. But like we're just more laid back. We don't really care about anything. We're kind of lazy.
But they'll let the man. But the thing you was talking about, you'll at least let the man lead. It's a culture thing. As a man, we as naturally are the leaders. We want to lead. We like sitting around women telling us what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they know this.
And our mothers wound up raising us. So the sons wound up thinking like the mothers.
Yeah, single parent household. But the viewers that watch, they know this what you're talking about. They already know this because like the comments. I know you get these comments. What, you're too weak to be with a sister? So what? I gotta lift weights and punch her in the face and fight her because I'm not strong enough for that. So I gotta go to another. They already know this. They know the deal.
I don't. The brothers really don't mess with me all too much because I told you there was a point in time where I like showed pictures of my exes, and then like I think some brothers kind of felt some kind of way about that, like I was bragging or something. So, that are you too weak to be with a sister mess? I don't know where they get that shit from. Like, you know, like
I get that. I get that a lot from females.
I mean,
my game ain't
that's just
enough.
doesn't even make any. Why do you need game? Like that's that. Like why? What are you playing? Like that's the problem. Ain't nobody playing, right? So why do you need game to get a woman?
Yeah.
Like this ain't a game.
Yep.
He's trying to grow up. Sometimes hey, how you doing? What's your name? Will suffice greatly. Not hey baby, you know, coming with the jive turkey. Oh man.
I want to drink your bath water, baby.
Yeah, like some stupid remedial.
Every night before you go to bed, I'm massage your feet with rose petal.
Yeah. Just ask her name and which from her hobbies and take it from there, man. It ain't about no game and all that. It's anyone trying to go through all that. See, that's what a lot of brothers are experiencing. They don't want to go through this. And first off, when they heard Telina say, well, I submit to him, like, you know full well there a lot of those views were by GMS members. And they're probably like, you're probably going crazy, like, oh, you know, like I knew I needed me one of these. You know what I'm saying? But I see a lot of like Israelite leaders, like, man, you need to get you a black woman, and it's like, man, like we are all in bad shape. We're all in bad shape.
You know, one thing I noticed. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you were to get a wicked woman, a wicked sister, it don't matter if she if she's dresses up and plays the part. Like if she's like, I mean, man, we know that already. Man, listen, man, we've seen this. We've seen sisters come in. What's up, Scott? Malachi. They act super holy, and then you find out some mess about them, and you're like all disappointed. And you know, come here. You hear like certain groups getting on black women, and you never want to subscribe to that and be like, yeah, you know, these guys are right. But then it's like it's one of those things of like, if GMS were to know some of the things I know about certain women, they would be like, see, Judah, see, you a sucker, you a simp. But these women ain't in the truth, you know, so forth and so on. So
I think it's just annoying because
you know,
it's not only just like black women, like that's the thing. It's just I guess they get pulled more into a box or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not fair on the ones that are actually good out there. Like, there's always the bad eggs that ruin it for everyone type thing.
It's a large percentage.
At the end of the day, the good woman's going to end up with a good man, no matter what, race or whatever. Hopefully, should I say?
Yeah,
hopefully instead.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's 80%. I
some
say
people
80%.
just don't have the patience.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's that? The men or the women?
Some people don't possess the patience to like wait. They want somebody so bad that anybody that comes along is good enough. Yeah. And it's like, man, don't you know the Most High? Like, again, this goes back to a sister we know. You know, from one wicked brother to another wicked brother. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know, and I told the sister, you should like seriously like hold out, make him wait. Listen to me? Nope. Lay down with him. ASAP. Now can't talk to nobody. It's just sad, man. Let's just not even talk about it no more because this is a sad, depressing situation. And I don't want to be called a black woman basher because I already know that there are black women out there that are good, but they're just few and far between. So I'm gonna tell brothers the opposite of what you're being by these other leaders. And there's a woman out there.
That's just women.
And I don't give a damn if she's Chinese. Yeah. If she's good for you and wants to make you better and will keep you better and help you in your situation and listen to you when you got problems and try to understand the trials and tribulations being a black man, you know, what comes along with that. If she's sympathetic to that, then and she's good to you and she's domesticated, like hook up a bowl of oatmeal. Anything that puts on your stomach, then you might want to consider like, man, this might be something I might want to like have stick around. You don't want to like whore her out, use her up, and kick her to the curb because Most High is going to send that hyena your way. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said, oh, and in the Torah as well.
Oh well, yeah.
Or at least open,
But
like, coming into the Torah.
now some dudes are saying. Now one time we said this for the first show. We said if you meet a woman who doesn't study Torah, now you're not going to find women studying Torah just walking around, right? This is a given. But if you meet a woman and you keep the Torah and you try to like help her get into it, if she's like hardcore Christian and ain't listening to a thing you got to say, she's a heathen.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn how dark she is. She's a heathen.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want to touch on, heathen, because there's a lot of brothers that's in interracial relationships and they think their partners are heathens. No, a heathen is a person without laws. They're not in the covenant. They don't have. They're eating pig. They're doing Christmas. So you can be any color, you can be any nation,
and be a heathen.
And it's like I broke down stranger or foreigner is someone who's in the law and they live in the land, in the kingdom, because they're in the covenant, in the law. Heathen, they're dead somewhere. You know what I mean? They're not allowed in, and because they don't have any law. So it's not a nation. A heathen is just any individual that doesn't do law. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
You probably with a heathen. You dating some chick. She's like going to the club on Saturday night on a Friday night on a Sabbath. That's a heathen.
Yeah, that's a heathen.
You go
I'm sure we were all heathens to ourselves.
Exactly.
Before you woke up.
Exactly. Yeah, of course.
So, but the picture that Israel paints today is just our people ain't gonna make it. That's just what it is, man. Yeah,
Trey's been saying that a lot lately. Like he's like, it's just
they got too much hatred in the heart, and it's like I'm always smiling. They don't get that. Like, why is he smiling so much?
That's just people today in general. Like, it's not just like the Israelites or whatever. It's actually people in general. Like, you go to the shops and people won't even say excuse me or please or thank you. Common like courtesy. Now they're all like on their phones, just looking and all angry, and there's no community. No one cares about each other. That's where it's like, well, if you're actually in the truth, and you actually really do follow your commandments, it's pretty easy.
You won't be miserable either because you won't be focusing on what you don't have. Because I see guys,
pretty much.
I'll be at the petrol station. I'm already counting my blessings. I already know what I'm getting. But they'll get out of the car. They'll have like a 2017 Mercedes Benz, and then we get out of the car. I'm getting out of my beater, and they looking at me like, why is he smiling? And he looking like he's angry, he's stressed out, and in debt. And got all like you got a 2017 Mercedes.
That's why he's
angry. That's why you angry.
You paid $80,000.
That's your portion. Like Most High say, he gets portion.
That's your.
It was a fortune for it, Tretel.
What you say?
He was a fortune for his silly Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That's the portion.
Ridiculous.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, about what you said about the heathens. I agree to some point, but we must understand also that our people are cursed. So that's why many of our people are acting like that. We must keep that in mind also. I mean, the balance must be there. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
That's good, but it's not really like an excuse, though. Do you know what I mean? Like people use it as a comment.
I don't really agree with that because it's a curse. We are cursed.
Yeah,
and, many of us will not wake up, especially now.
Yeah.
It's a curse. It's a curse on our people.
It's put on the fathers. So our fathers did it. So we getting we coming up in single households, so the men are already already weakened and defeated.
I agree.
Women don't have any leaders, so it does span back into
yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, because if you look like that, the ones that are waking up, we must take responsibility. You know.
That's right.
We must have understanding also for the others.
Also, the other side.
I just like to keep the balance. You know.
Yeah, it's right. It's balanced because you got that, but then you also got the other side where they're rejecting knowledge. So
Come.
So Yahawah is like, if you reject knowledge, I reject you. So if you're going, you see it, it's in your face every day. I mean, you got the internet now, you got a free library, but you choose your time instead of sitting in front and learning and all this free stuff. You rather go to the club and this be a mystery. So that's
I agree.
So
I agree on that. Sorry, yeah. Go ahead.
It's a balance. Go ahead. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Because if you look at it, only 1/3 will come out.
That's a blessing.
But still, we need to keep in mind, you know, because our people is in a curse. That's why many of us are acting like that.
Hating our brothers and sisters, hating our own people, our own, yeah. Yep. Because nobody else is killing each other like, you know what I'm saying? It's killing each other like the so-called, you know, I don't want to call it Israelites because they're not Israelites but you know, the seed. I'll say the seed of David. Like nobody's killing themselves like them, like on a regular basis. So it's a curse. Yeah, it's like no father, no leadership, no hope.
Yeah, it's a curse. It's a curse. That's why.
Yep. But then when you get pulled out of it, all you really can do, as Yahawah said, all you really can do is just proclaim it. You know what I mean? Swallow the scroll. It tastes like honey going down, but it's gonna be bitter in your stomach because you know when I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, I gotta wake my wife up in the middle of the night. Oh, see this? I didn't know this. Look at this jewel. Look at that jewel. You know, I'm getting these jewels. I get excited, right? I don't even write it. Sometimes I don't write it down. I get mad by it because I forget. But sometimes I do remember, and that's when I'll make a video about it. And then I'll be like, I don't know much about this topic. But then as I investigate it and I'm going through and Googling stuff, I'm like, oh, it starts linking up. And stuff's getting revealed as I'm doing it that way. I get more excited. So then I'll make the video. You know, and I'm having fun. I'm making a video. You see me smiling and joking. I'm having a ball, right? And I don't care how you take it because I was told to eat the scroll. I'm going to get attacked. I already know that. I'm going to get attacked.
It's Tretel.
Because most people don't like the truth. You know, I love the truth. So, you know, if you take it out or you don't. But
I'll ask something. Is that all right if I ask something? What's your opinion on interracial relationships if you're not in one? Like, do you feel that if they're in the Torah and they're doing the laws, statutes, and commandments, that pretty much it's okay? Or do you feel that, you know,
are you asking me? Are you asking me?
Anyone. It's pretty much we're just doing a question and answer broadcast on people's views on, you know, interracial relationships, like if people in the truth and stuff like that as well.
I'll answer first.
Oh, okay, good.
Because it'll set the tone. I'm pretty sure people want to know what I think. It'll set the tone. I believe that because the way it was created from the beginning, you're supposed to be with your nation. I know that, right? So I believe if you have the opportunity, the chance, and you find of your own nation, it could be, I'm not saying this so-called black, I'm talking about any nation.
Yeah.
If you find a righteous woman in your nation, of course, she should be your first option. I'm not gonna go into my personal life too much, but I've had, before I met my wife now, you know,
you've had opportunities,
but it just weren't righteous. You know, so that's in the scriptures. She gotta go get the baby. That's in the scriptures, right? But my thing is, we got scattered. That was history. We got scattered, and there's a new covenant, right? The new covenant, right? You can get the other nations, even though they were mixing, you know, in history anyway. But But the new covenant, it'll be a house of prayer for all nations, says Yahweh. So in the future prophecy, it's going to be that anyway, right? But as I said the first time, my opinion is what Yahweh said in the beginning when he had the nation separated, right? But as Yahweh said, I defiled. We said I defiled, not my. I don't know if we said temple, but I defiled my nation pretty much. I forgot the word. I let it be. I let it be defiled. But yeah, that's my say on that.
I agree. I agree what you said. Because my point is also like this about interracial marriage. Me myself, I don't promote it. I don't promote it. However, if you go to the scriptures, it is not a sin. As long the person is following Yahweh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because,
I got a question. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I got a question. It's been weighing on me a little bit. As far as the woman goes, I'm kind of confused with that one because it says that even though I know it's a new covenant, but the woman, if she marries outside her father's seed, the son loses the inheritance. So I don't, even though I know if you serve Yahweh, you get the inheritance anyway. But I'm kind of confused.
Not always. If you go to First Chronicles, chapter 2, if you want, you can go there. First Chronicles, chapter 2, verse 34 and 35. Yeah.
Verse 30.
You guys done took over Telina's show.
No, it's not that true. This is a good thing, though. It just shows that, people are actually, we're not just mucking around and being like, oh, yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it.
So you said
it's good.
First Chronicles 2 verse 34 and 35?
True, that's funny.
Yes, you can read that.
Shushan had no sons, only daughters. Shushan had an Egyptian slave whose name was Jaha. So Shushan gave his daughter in marriage to Jaha, his slave, and she bore him a tie. So they were the sons of Jonathan. Shushan had no sons, only daughters. Shushan had an Egyptian slave. Okay. Oh, okay.
So you understand?
Yeah, to get the inheritance, she had to have a boy.
And if you read on, then you will understand. You will see that the sons were Judites.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why people always say it's always to the father. It goes to the father. Yes, it goes to the father, but it is talking about the 12 tribes, the 12 sons. This actually goes to the blood and spirit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. By the way, I got a video on that. It's on my channel.
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you only have daughters. Or all you have to do is to find a good man for your daughters,
Yeah.
And here in Japan.
Well, they might do what you did, Judah. They might do what you did and bounce. They might bounce.
Yeah, we'll find some of those, but the natives.
They might bounce and leave Japan.
Hey.
Oh, that's cute.
How you
guys, I've been on for like an hour. You guys, I wouldn't be on for an hour, but you guys can continue going. But I'm sorry, Tretel, what were you saying?
How'd you get to Japan?
I met my wife in New York in 2007, and then we just moved around to like Gary, Indiana, East Chicago, Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
And then I wasn't really with the street thugs, the area we were around, so she's like, I'm going back to Japan. So yeah, it was yeah. If you've ever heard of East Chicago, Gary, Indiana, it's not a nice place.
Oh well.
Like at all. So yeah.
Huh?
All right, you guys. I've been on for like an hour. I want to,
Yeah, we probably gonna go too.
We got Brother Malachi and Brother OTT joined. Y'all don't have to go. I mean, you know, you got other guests here too. You know, the other tour nights stopped in.
I'm just getting tired. We still a little bit longer.
All right. I mean, you know, but I'm dropping out, you guys. I've been in for an hour. I'm gonna eat dinner. See my wife and kids.
All right,
yeah,
shalom everyone out there.
Shalom.
And subscribe to Telina and Tretel channel. Shalom Malachi OTT. Subscribe to Telina and Tretel's channel. I'm sure there's a lot more videos coming. You know, that's what it is, man. With that, shalom everyone.
Shalom.
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 Anything y'all want to bring out, Scott?
I just think that it's been going on from day one. Scripturally, there's nothing against it. Nothing against it.
Yeah.
It's been happening. It's been happening forever. So I've went through 2 wives. None of them were used to my eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've not found the right one yet either. So if you two are happy, then I wouldn't worry about what anybody says. I wouldn't worry about it at all, man. Basically, they're wrong, so bet them.
Be fruitful. So the Most High said, "Be fruitful and multiply," unless she's like a different skin tone.
I mean, I'm light skin. I get these sort of stuff. Don't worry me at all. It's crazy. People think your skin colour makes you Israel. Oh, nonsense, man.
That's crazy.
One moment, I'm gonna get the screaming baby again. Hang on.
That's crazy.
Talk about it.
Definitely.
What do they call it?
Blood was mixed long time ago.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But the way people react to it, like I've seen the comments on YouTube and all that, and some people are really not learned at all.
Yeah.
Especially American kind of people, they live in a bubble seemingly.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a big they color struck in America. That's all they can see. They can't see.
I don't know if it's those camps that kind of lead them into that way of thinking. I don't understand it at all, actually. I really don't understand it, but that is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
That is what it is.
That's like, you know, we get a lot of people that come up to us and stuff, and they like touch on the kids' hair and like, oh, the kids' hair, they're so cute. But then as soon as Trey's there walking around with his hair out like natural, we don't get hardly any like compliments or anything. But when I'm by myself, it's like every 2 seconds. It's like people are so stupid when it comes to color.
Sometimes they get one up there.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like rarely though. Like not as much as what they do when I'm by myself.
We had one couple with their kids in the grocery store. They wouldn't leave us alone. They sit there, like we trying to shop, and they just sit there wanting to stare at the kids all day.
I had to be real.
Like you got your own kids. You starting to freak me out. a man and his wife, because our kids are so unique. One has a red afro.
Yeah, full on orange.
Red hair. One has a blonde. One's brown. One's black hair, and they all have
different skin tones.
Different skin tones. They all got my features, my nose and my stuff. They got that, but they got like close to her complexion. So they're very unique looking. People stop and stare.
And everyone's like, "Oh,
when I was in Australia, I found it to be a kind of racist place. I found it a strange country, Australia.
Yeah.
Some of the people were okay, and some of them were kind of backward. no backward, but they weren't very kind of modern thinking kind of thing.
Yeah.
To me, like, because I'm from America, where you can slice the racism in a pie and eat it. You can just breathe it in. You can smell it in the air because it's so thick. So when I come to Australia, it's so minute. I know it's there. I get like looks and stuff like that, but I think it's just compared to where I come from. It's a joke. Yeah. It's like I don't feel it because of where I'm from. If I grew up here, because I've heard people complain about it. if I grew up here, I'd probably be like, oh, it's so bad, I can't take it. But America was so thick and in your face. Like, you know, like old ladies clutching their purse and crossing the street when they see you coming, locking their doors.
Yeah.
Australia, I haven't seen that in Australia. I haven't seen that. But in America, they would like cross the street, like go to the sidewalk when they saw me coming, stuff like that. Police would harass me, would like just stare at me. They'll just drive by.
That here, Tretel.
Huh?
It ain't like that in Britain or in the UK. It really ain't like that.
Yeah, America's full on.
You don't really hear many people complain about racism here at all because it gets dealt with quite quick. I think the authorities are on it quite quick. The only people here racism is Muslims kind of thing. People look at Muslims, that's because of boxes and shit, man.
Well, you know, America's a slave ship. That's a slave. That's a hub. That's a slave hub of the earth. So they get their power. They get their power and prestige from the off the slaves' backs. Like, you know, like the pro sports and the entertainment and you know what I'm saying. So they got the best of the best. They got the best slaves on the planet. So they use them, and that's why. And they have to constantly beat them down, like, you know, like the Pharaoh. They got to constantly beat them down and make them feel inferior. Keep their head down and keep working, and that's what builds them. That's what made America so great. But now the country's falling because the slaves are starting to revolt a lot more now.
Yeah. So is that why they made like a big deal out of sportsmen and entertainers and such, like musicians and such like, and held them up?
Yeah.
Like, as this is the way you're meant to be, but they're actually working for the government per se.
Yeah, yeah. It all links back. It all links back to Rome, because nothing but the little horn anyway. It's still connected to Rome. So the Pope, he runs it. He actually runs America. He has the he puts out the decrees, like, you know, this is the new law, that law, because they all runs the same. If you look at the old the Israelite kingdom, how the government was ran, like you had King Solomon.
Yeah.
You had King Solomon. Then under him you had the priests, because they're over the government, the religious sector. It's just like if you look at today, like Iran, like they'll have like the Mahad. What's his name? Mahad. I forgot his name. He's the priest. Yeah, he's over the whole government. He's basically like the king. Yeah. But yeah, it's always
Yaga Khan.
Huh?
Yeah. Yaga Khan. Yeah.
But America, even in the scriptures, it has in I think it's 1 Kings 5 or 2 Kings 5, it has the the commander in chief. So everything the government, you can actually link it to the scriptures. They're copying, because America just copies history. They just copy like the Egypt. You know about the Egyptians, they copy that, especially with the gods, religion, and they copy the way the government's set up. You know, their government is not righteous, it's just on the left-hand side. But it's the same setup. So the Pope actually runs that place. What's that? Remember that decree when him and the Queen sent Columbus? It was called I always forget that term. I forgot. It's when they decreed that the indigenous are slaves. It's like a worldwide decree. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. When the lands, they say that there's nobody on the land and they claim the land.
Yeah, that was a spiritual thing. That was Yahawah did that. That was a spiritual world spirit he put out. I forgot the name of it. It's actually a special term. I can't remember it.
Terrace something, is it no?
Say it again?
No, terrace something.
So you just Google.
Oh, manifest destiny.
Terra something.
No, manifest destiny.
All right.
Yeah, if you Google that, right, read that tonight when we get off. Manifest destiny, and that tells you about the Pope making that decree, and that's when slavery and all that was set. That's when slavery was all set up. Like you can go, basically, they can go into the land of America, kill and do whatever. It's your destiny. It's yours. Just take it, no matter what. Just do whatever you take it. And that's what happened.
Crazy.
That's spiritual.
Yeah, because you can see the governments of the world today playing out the scriptures, basically.
Yeah, they know the time's running out, but they're like, man, we might as well just enjoy it. You know.
Yeah.
Might as well just enjoy it.
Right as well. You saying OTT? You nothing to bring in. It's quiet.
I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
You in OTT in the UK, ain't you? You in the UK?
No, I'm in Holland, Rotterdam.
Holland.
Oh, Holland.
Yeah.
I keep thinking you're in the UK for some reason. You in Holland?
Yeah.
You been in Holland your whole life?
No. I came here when I was 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But about the subject what we were talking about marrying outside our nation.
Yeah.
I see it like that. It's a very difficult topic to talk about, you know.
Yeah.
It's difficult. However, I see it like this. If you go outside your nation, if that person is following Yahweh 100%, then you will come to the Ezekiel 47 situation.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean.
Yeah.
However, if your wife or your partner is not following Yahweh, then you will get to the Ezra 9 situation.
Yeah.
You understand? Yes. So that's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about who is following Yahweh.
Yeah.
It's all about that. That's important. That's what's count.
That's basically it altogether. Who is for Yah?
Yep. Anything to say?
Oh yeah. I don't know if years ago or anything, I'm starting to do sewing for the garments and stuff like that as well. Judah said that he wants to, he wants to wear like more of a traditional type thing because he feels like, why not, you're a culture or something, why not separate yourself from the others when it comes to clothing and all that as well, isn't it? So I'm going to be making some of them. I just made this one here. What a dork, hey? But yeah, we're going to start making like garments and all of that kind of stuff. So if you're interested, just let us know. Yeah, we're not really settled on what we're doing and type thing. Like, we're kind of just touching on a whole heap of topics, if you know what I mean, just to keep the fellowship and stuff like that going, and also just like so people like that are in the situations kind of like us, or even seeking the truth and all of that. At least that way they know that there's other people out there that are in the same situations, or the Torah nights are open for people to come through if they're in the Torah, if they're interested in the Torah, just stuff like that, really. It's just a general kind of forum.
I think Johnny and some others were talking about a wives thing or something.
Sorry?
A wives page. I think there was other people talking about a wives page or something similar to that. No, for Torah nights, wives to get together, talking in a hangout or something.
Yeah.
I don't mind who it was.
I think there was something going on, but I think some situations have changed or something. I'm not really
what's going on?
it. The wives groups for Torah and stuff.
Oh,
because I was in it.
That cancelled.
But then some situations have arisen in Torah night.
Alright. Okay, I didn't know.
I don't really know too much about it. I just kind of stay out of it and just follow what Bagalug says. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Scott. Yeah,
I get you. Okay.
But yeah, so we're pretty much going to do a couple of these. So if you guys ever see us on or anything, feel free to jump on if you have any questions or topics or anything that you want risen, just as general fellow members of the Torah. we can all address it and stuff. It's also just a general conversation. Like, you know how earlier you and I were talking about, like, I don't know if you're in here actually, we're talking about skin complexion and how people get twisted on and stuck on skin complexion type thing. We're kind of going to address, like, maybe a bit further into, like, you know, not everyone that looks white is white. Not everyone that looks Esau is Esau and stuff like that, you know? You know what I'm saying. You're more knowledgeable on that than me.
That's what it is. It's just the way the world is at this moment in time. That's it.
It really is.
All,
it really is.
People need to kind of, I don't know, they need to start being humble instead of being too proud. Claiming I'm this and I'm that. So that makes me better than everybody else. That's not the way. Definitely not. As far as I can read.
I think personally it's just more or less like the way that you go about saying things and the way that you go about doing things. Like, so instead of attacking people, maybe just be an adult and ask a question instead of calling out names and stuff. Like, to me that makes sense. That's civilized. Whereas the name calling, all of that is just a bit high schoolish. If you know
that's internet line.
Yeah, that's cyber life. That's life these days.
Cyberbullying.
You know, cyberbullying. That's how everything is these days. They don't know how to, like, socialize with each other. That's why they're like that.
I don't even think half the people realise they're talking to another person when they do that kind of stuff.
I know.
They've no feelings they can take. I don't even think they think.
How do you get that mad? It could be. I told Tel because Tel was upset about something in the past. I forgot what it was. I think somebody was saying something. I'm like, I said, Tel, you better be careful. You better watch it. You might be getting mad at a robot. You don't know that's a person or not.
Yeah.
It could be a program.
It could be an AI.
You don't know what that is. Don't get mad at the internet. You don't know what this is. Half the time, it's a person trying to get up under your skin. It could be an 8-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Pretending to be an adult. You don't know. It could be a kid.
Exactly.
Playing with you.
I'll give it.
I've gotten into a few arguments with a 4-year-old.
It could be a little 10-year-old kid trying to piss you off. Just being a punk kid. Laughing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You can be whatever you want on the internet. You can be whatever you want. Whatever you want. Whatever you want to be.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Stick a wee avatar thing and invent yourself again.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's good, like, for businesses and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. It's good for certain things.
Did you guys hear about this electronic magnetic pulse thing that's happening in America?
Yeah. I read there was a test. They were going to do a test.
Yeah. 2 days. 2 days.
But I don't understand how they can do a test. Because it'll cut out everything below it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a lot of shit, as far as I can see.
Yeah.
Scaremongering.
It's supposed, yeah. There's a lot of that going on. It's supposed to be from like the 6th of November to what, the 8th of November or something?
No. They can do whatever they want to the slaves.
To the people in the system.
They can do whatever they want to.
I think I live in my own wee bubble. I just walk about, walking the dog and reading Torah and stuff like that. I don't really take much to do with news, shit like that, man.
It's all live anyway.
Yeah.
You know, they've been playing it.
They want to keep you out. They want to keep you distracted.
Yeah, definitely.
They can't control you because they can't control you if you're a free mind. They can't control free thinkers.
They don't like.
You got to be a follower. The Torah frees your mind. to where everybody else is a bunch of followers. They're like sheep getting led with a leash on to the slaughterhouse. That's all.
Yeah.
They can't think for themselves. They gotta be told what.
Yeah, I used to try and explain it to like my family and other people, and eventually they're like, "You're mental." Like, I'm sick to death. Honestly, sick to death trying to explain to people, and they look at you as if you're mad.
Because you're not in the herd. You're not in the herd. The herd mentality, like everybody else. So they think you are weird. To them, you are weird because you don't follow the herd.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I suppose so.
Like my dad. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh no, that's right. I was just gonna say when my dad came over here, he loves Trey to bits. He's always wanted a son, and he loves his food. Like he'll sit there and scoff it all up and eat it all up before Trey sits down. He's asking, "Oh, can I have some more?" And Trey's like, "Can I eat my food first?" You know, like he loves my dad to bits. My mum, on the other hand, can't stand you. Like she's real racist. But we won't go there. I don't socialize with her. She's a bit of a demon, but you know, honor thy mother and father. You know, I still love her, but
I don't think mother-in-laws don't get along well with anybody anyway. They'll get along with the married partners.
Mine's were the same colour, and they still hated me.
Yeah.
yeah, it is. But it's funny because last time when my dad was here, this is I think before you woken up or you were with GOCC or something.
Oh no.
At the time.
But they're divorced. Your dad.
And my parents are divorced anyway.
Yeah.
You know, he's remarried to a Mauritian lady, beautiful lady. But it's funny because when he was over here, I think Trey was playing some of his videos or something. And Dad's like, "Look, I love Trey to bits, but I worship Jesus." I'm like, "Oh, come on."
No, I'm fine.
You know, it's just frustrating because he's such a good guy. You're like, "No, come on, come to the Torah."
I'm scared. I think they're scared.
I'm sorry for interrupting speech, but I need to go.
Yeah, we all go soon too. Thanks for coming, man.
Okay, yeah, man, yeah. I thank you all. I pray shalom to all of y'all in the name of Yahweh. Maybe we can have this conversation all the time and go more deep on the matter.
Yeah. YAHAWAH'S.
YAHAWAH'S. Shalom. Shalom.
Hello.
And then it was 3.
Yeah.
The Jesus thing. I think a lot of them are scared. They've been told in their full lives that this is the way it is. They don't want to believe anything else, kind of thing.
Yeah, like they've been raised in it and it's become a part of them or something.
Yeah, they're scared. Yeah, they're scared. They don't want to accept something else. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. That's what it is, I reckon. Like, it's just like a whole bit of... They don't like to get
I've never believed the Jesus thing at all in my life. Never believed it.
Oh, really?
Never even thought about the guy.
I had no choice. I had no choice.
Nah.
I was indoctrinated from birth.
Yeah?
Yeah,
My parents.
Joe was witnessing.
Oh.
Yeah. I was in a cult.
My parents didn't really bother. They just left us alone to get on with it. And then I think I was 15 or 16, and they threw like a Torah at us and said, "You better read that."
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
they told it. They kind of gave us a rough idea of who was who in the world, and that was it. And just get it yourself. That was it, basically. Aye. But when you start reading it doesn't take you long to kind of see. Well, of course, Adam was black, or as they say, black.
Yeah.
And then work it out for there. It's not really hard. Everything's got to have started with colour. So
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
it's got to have. It's an impossibility to be any other way, I would imagine.
Yeah.
As far as that. But look, there's a thousand shades of black, seemingly. And to an artist, there's a thousand shades of black. People don't understand that. They see different colours. It's all a different shade of the same thing.
And that's the other thing. Like, black's not even a color; it is just a shade.
Yeah.
So, like,
I
used to do art, and even when you're drawing pencils, they're like, no, you don't color with that. That's the outline, and that's a shade. It's not a color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
empty.
It's not like it's a bad thing or anything. Like, people perceive it that way and they make it think that way, but it's not. Like, it's
If I go to Spain or somewhere warm for maybe a month or two, I'm a totally different colour. Totally different.
Yeah.
My hair changes. I went to Egypt. Was it for a month? Aye, I was a month in Egypt and I come back with dreadlocks.
A month?
Yeah, a month. Just with, my hair going different. Just completely different. The way the water is, the way the sun hits it, everything, it just completely changed.
Oh, yeah,
and then the dreadlocks for years. Yeah. It's until you travel the world, you don't see different things. If you're just in your own wee area, you don't see much until you travel. Then you see different races of people, or what they call races, and then you start to understand. Yeah. Everybody's the same. Everybody is the same.
Yeah, you gotta travel.
I would say so. I'd say so. I'd say you've got to travel.
You do.
I've done a lot of traveling in my life, but it does help you. It opens your brain.
Yeah, it does. Because the worst people I've met, like, were in America. And I've traveled a bit around the world. And Americans are like the worst people on the planet. And because it made me feel like I didn't like so-called white people living in America because how they were treating me. I didn't like them. How they were like looking at me and looking down on me. I didn't like white people. So I thought they were all the same all over the whole earth. Till I started traveling.
That's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens though. That's what happens.
That's what happens. Because you're in that bubble.
Yeah, there's people in America still think that people here run about in kilts and chase haggises and live in castles. That nonsense.
They think that we have kangaroos jumping around everywhere.
We eat kangaroos and go. I don't know.
I ate ostrich yesterday or 2 days ago. I had ostrich burgers 2 days ago. So I did. You get all that here now. No, honestly, you get that here now.
Yeah.
It's getting late for you there.
Yeah, I'm tired, man.
It's
10 o'clock. Usually we in bed.
Okay.
I'm not going to sleep though. Usually I light up some Kenai and read the Torah, and then go to sleep. Look at my chest.
I think it's just because like the kids are being full on today.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, always crazy.
Bless their little socks. They're crazy.
50 miles a day running after them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard because 4 of them, like the oldest is 5, and the youngest is 16 months. So it's like,
Constant.
Yeah, you don't know your name by the end of the night. You don't know your name. You're like, go to sleep.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get going.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up.
No problem. Shalom.
YAHAWAH'S.
YAHAWAH'S. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
This thing's out. No getting off.
All right.
It's happening, yeah. No wanting to go.
That's okay. That's all right.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't do that. All right, you want to take us out, take us home with YAHAWAH'S?
YAHAWAH'S.
YAHAWAH'S. Tretel, Telina. We out. TK Fire. Shout out Tour Nights.